afternoon. Today, we are playing the Stanley Parable. Now, this game, a long time ago, I think it was like 2014 or 13 it came out. Anyway, one of those time zones. So it came out in one of those time zones. I know I have not done a video on it yet. I've been wanting to. I know other people have been making them recently, and I was like, you know what? This is probably a nice time to play the game, because I haven't played it yet. And also, look at that monitor. That's meta. So I guess let's get in the game. Boom. The end is never the end. Okay. Indeed it is not. Oh.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
427?
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Okay.
And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Then why would we change if he's happy?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Ooh.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This
Never.
Complete isolation.
Isolation.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, we're meant to be playing. Okay, so what an interesting start. And guys, I just noticed something. Do you guys know 427? Now, he says he works every day of every year of every month, I think. Rearrange those numbers and it says 24/7. He works 24/7. Oh, I can crouch.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah, the meeting room. Because everyone misses memos now.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm still looking, man. Found him! Oh, turn that off. Okay. I don't like the mouse sensitivity options. Mouse sensitivity, turn that up a bit more. There we go. That may be a bit too much. There, that's better. Okay, here we go. Let's look around here. See what we got going on. I don't know what that is, to be honest. Turn that off anyway. Turn that off. Oh, what a nice photo. Is that a tank? Looked like a tank for a second. I don't know why. Oh, two doors.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ooh, should I enter the door on my left? Decisions. Now I'm going to enter the door on my back. Oh. It's shut. Now I'm going without him. You thought, actually, yeah, nope. Psych, yeah, I'm so funny.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Just to admire it, indeed.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Drink. I'm drinking it all in, narrator. You think I'm drinking it all in? Enough drinking?
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
So worth it. I'm going to turn the volume up real quick just because it's kind of low. Let's turn that up. Boom, 100%. Let's go. There we go. Stanley. I may have broke Stanley, guys. Nope. There. Beautiful. Cold drinks. I want a drink.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
No! No! It's not why everyone left. Don't be so mean to me.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
What's the message? Tell me the message. I don't know the message. What time is it? Okay.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room.
Amazing.
And took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Open door on his left. Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
That's not nice, narrator. Can I jump off, actually? Should we step on and back up? On and off?
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd
What?
best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below.
What?
You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it. Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
For a price, maybe. Then I just... I'm gonna land on the box just because they should block my fall. My name is Cody, and I'm gonna jump from the fall. Subscribe.
Oops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
What? 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 What?
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
This new
Thank
dial.
goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
He has new dialogue? I want to break the ceiling. Nope.
Yes.
Okay.
Really, really worth it being here in the room. But eager to get back to business,
So
Stanley
eager.
took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, no one likes narrator. Go away.
5 years ago.
Indeed, narrator. Alright, let's get back on this cargo lift.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Wrong foot, because I
I'm
fell
not
off.
Me, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the
Same.
fact is that the story has been a... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
I didn't mean
Good
to do
job,
that.
Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I didn't mean to do that.
And Stanley knew it perfectly.
Perfectly. I
well.
knew it
Perhaps
amazingly.
he wanted to stop by
It's
the
nailed in my
employee
head.
lounge
It's like
first,
someone took a hammer
to
and just
admire
nailed it right into my brain.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper.
Ooh.
Something darker.
Like a drink of water. Good segue, Cody.
This time,
Ah.
there's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Ah.
I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ooh.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Redeem
to
myself.
put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay. Let's go.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Nope. Can I unplug the phone?
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yes, indeed.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
I don't know.
You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Man, we're like breaking the third wall.
Definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it.
What? What can you believe?
Sooner. You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you've made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Kids, pick up the phone.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice.
Okay. Hey, Stephen.
He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house.
Oh my goodness.
Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to think
everyone I talked to my whole life.
Then turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Practice. Here's my mouse. Beautiful. Oh, hello. Back, sack, and crack.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Okay.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Oh, we get walked back. Okay, bye. Bye. Hang on, can I just like... Nope, okay. Just walk back on here. Can I break it though, narrator?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
No!
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story.
True.
That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Okay. Oh, I was crouching. I was like, did I sink through the floor? Nope. I was just crouching. Alright, Alright guys, so tune in to part 2 if you guys want to see what happened to the rest. I'm sorry, but the video is just too long, and I don't want to cut out any of the stuff I find in the video. It was just really exciting, so I could not cut any of it out, and I don't want to make it over 15 minutes, because it takes too long to upload. So yeah, see you guys all next one. Bye.